Hello everybody, this is Uteachel channel. My name is Kirill, and today I will tell you about phrasal verbs. Our lesson will take you about 60 minutes.
Fuck this. Fuck. Did you see this? Look at this.
Father, think of the child.
Come on, relax. I think we'll manage to do it just in 10 minutes. Let's go.
In this digital domain, where knowledge is the king, there's a teacher online who's got a whole new aim. He's the king of the web.
So, talking about the phrasal verbs in English, we firstly have to clarify that there are two types of phrasal verbs, transitive and intransitive. The transitive verbs require an object to complete their meanings. So, these verbs are directed on somebody or on something. Let's have an example. I'm looking for. In this case, I have to say I'm looking for what or I'm looking for who. I'm looking for my friend. I'm looking for my keys. Another example, if I say you should put on. And the question is, I should put on what? A hat, a jacket, a coat, and in this case I have to say, you should put on your hat, it's quite cold outside. So the transitive phrasal verbs require an object. Talking about intransitive phrasal verbs, they do not require any objects after them, and they could be used separately. For example, I would say, please sit down. Or even if I say, I get up. In this case, after that, I would say when. I get up at 5 a.m. every morning. But I must admit that phrasal verbs could be transitive and intransitive at the same time. For instance, I will take the verb take off. If I'm talking about take off, like getting up into the air, this verb would be intransitive. The plane took off at 5 a.m. Or if I say about the clothes, I took off the shirt at the beginning of this video. I took off what? The shirt. Let's summarize. Phrasal verbs could be transitive and intransitive. Transitive verbs require direct object after them or inside them. Intransitive do not require any objects. Every phrasal verb consists of two parts, the verb itself and the particle. The particle could be represented by preposition or adverb. In practice, it works like this. What time do you usually get up? But sometimes you probably faced the situation when the object stands not after the phrasal verb, but exactly inside it. So, we have to say that there are separable phrasal verbs and inseparable phrasal verbs. So, talking about the transitive phrasal verbs which require object, we should say that the object could stand after the verb or inside the verb. Let's look into this structure in details. We have the construction verb, particle, and object. Put on your hat. Or we have the construction verb, object, and particle. Put your hat on. Or probably we have the construction verb, object pronoun, and particle. Put it on. In the second and in the third constructions, you could see that the phrasal verb separated with an object. So in this case, I can say in two ways. Put on your hat, it is cold outside. Or I can say, put your hat on, it's cold outside. The phrasal verbs which could be separated with an object or with object pronoun, we call as separable. I must say that only transitive verbs are separable. However, the transitive verbs could be also inseparable. So we can't insert any objects or any object pronouns into them. In this case, the object always goes after the phrasal verb. For example, he is looking for them. He is looking for his keys. So the question is how to define whether the transitive verb is separable or inseparable. Unfortunately, you can define it only by its meaning. Talking about intransitive verbs, we should say that they are always inseparable. We can't put an object into them as far as they do not require any objects at all. For example, what time do you usually get up? The price will go up next year. So, today we have classified all the phrasal verbs into 4 big groups: transitive and intransitive, separable and inseparable. However, the bad thing about the phrasal verbs is that unfortunately you have to learn them. So guys, that's all about the phrasal verbs for today. If you like this video, press your likes, write your comments, and see you at the lesson.